Hey guys, Rex Overdrive here with another movie review, and this time we're talking about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. 3 years after the destruction of the theme park, Claire and Owen head back to rescue the remaining dinosaurs from a volcano that's about to erupt. And I wasn't really that big of a fan of that first Jurassic World movie that came out just a couple of years ago. It just really felt like one big, dumb popcorn movie with dinosaurs in it. And unlike that first Steven Spielberg Jurassic Park movie, that film is just filled with so much depth and meaning. And there's just something about it that's been drawing people back to it for 25 years. But that first Jurassic World movie, it just felt like it had so much wasted potential. And just watching the trailers leading up to this movie, I just could not get excited for this film. And just what was in the trailers, it just looked like the same old bullshit where you have, similarities between Jurassic Park: The Lost World, where you have these characters trying to, bring dinosaurs back to the mainland, like that's gonna work again. But it just looked like the same old bullshit that we've seen before. But there are things about this movie that I did enjoy. The whole opening sequences was one of my favorite parts about this film. It has this whole dark and ominous tone that I just really dug, and it got me in the mood to see some people get eaten by dinosaurs. And is that a good thing? I'm not really sure, but it just got me in the mood to see some serious shit go down, and I love that about it. And that sort of leads me to the visuals in this film, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. J.A. Bayona did a phenomenal job directing this movie. We'll get to, other parts about this movie that aren't so good, but this movie has some amazing visuals, especially for fans of classic horror movies. This stuff, Fallen Kingdom, has some visuals that are completely brand new to this franchise, and I just really dug sort of the darker, more classic horror tones that were thrown into this movie. I really ate that stuff up, so I want to see more of that stuff going forward. But that's sort of where this movie stops in terms of what I like in this film. And it's not like everything's terrible or god awful. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that just feels like a complete missed opportunity. And about halfway through this film, the story shifts into almost something entirely different. And just the way the story plays out and the villain in this movie, it really took a nosedive for me. And I was pretty disappointed just the way this movie turned out. And this movie has great special effects, and it's filled with tons of dinosaurs, obviously, but it's just not that compelling. You have this group of characters that's off to rescue some dinosaurs on an island that's about to explode, and this cartoony villain is trying to auction them off for millions of dollars to a bunch of goons on the black market. It's just not that interesting to me. And after watching this and sort of getting home and thinking about this film for a while, there's really not one sequence or moment from this film that really stands out, and that's kind of a bummer. A lot of this stuff is really shown in the trailers, so if you haven't watched those, I'd recommend try and stay away from those, but it just really felt like a story that was sort of unnecessary to tell. And to me, it just really feels like this franchise doesn't want to try and add any depth or meaning to these stories. And to me, that was great about that first Jurassic Park movie. It was filled with that stuff, and it's not just the dinosaurs that's great. It's the characters having debates and conversations about philosophy and all that sort of stuff. That's what makes us want to go back to that first Jurassic Park movie and rewatch it over and over. It just feels like popcorn fare with shitty characters and storylines that are retreading the same things that we've seen before. And I still think there's fun to be had if you're just a casual fan and you want to go see dinosaurs eat people on the big screen. I think you'll get enjoyment out of this film, but it just feels like these last two movies are really missing the point with what made that first Jurassic Park movie really that good. And I don't know, it just feels like these movies are just scratching the surface, and I just think it's a missed opportunity. I think they could be way better. I did really enjoy the first half of this movie. Just the rest of it, I was not a fan, and there's just some really atrocious supporting characters in this movie. There's one guy that's just the absolute worst in this film. But guys, that's it for my review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Let me know what you thought of this movie in the comment section. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe for future videos. I'm Rex Overdrive. I'll see you next time.